Welcome to Capital City News, your connection to Salt Lake City government. I'm your host, Poonam Kumar. This week, we'll be talking to Ryen Schlegel, the city's special events permitting manager. And our History Minute this week is about the man behind Sherlock Holmes. Let's start off with our legislative update and look back. City Council has selected economic development as a top priority for 2016 and has scheduled a series of public discussions throughout the year. The first meeting was a fact-finding session featuring an exciting array of people from the business and development community. The council continues to invite public input on the city's economic development exploration. Councilmember Derek Kitchen recently toured First Step House's new facility in District 4 to learn more about the organization's work with veterans and people working to overcome substance abuse disorder. Salt Lake City Fire recently hosted 19 girls from the Salt Lake Valley for the first ever Camp Athena, which offers an introduction to careers in the fire rescue service. Mayor Jackie Biskupski and Councilmember Aaron Mendenhall both made appearances and spoke to the girls about overcoming barriers and making a difference in the community. Camp workshops included rescue simulators, extinguishing fires, rappelling, and a trip through the firefighter maze. Mayor Biskupski, her family, West Point Community Council, Tree Utah, and dozens of volunteers gathered to help plant 35 trees throughout West Point Park in celebration of Arbor Day. Salt Lake City is home to more than 80,000 trees on public property. City residents gathered at an open house to share their vision and ideas of what the State Street neighborhood area should look like between 200 East to 200 West and 400 South to 2100 South. With the overwhelming success and popularity of Salt Lake City's Green Bike program, a recent press event was held to unveil a new Green Bike station located at Trolley Square, just outside of Whole Foods. For more information or to get your pass, visit greenbikeslc.org. Some people may not realize that to host an event here in Salt Lake City, you have to have a special event permit, even for freedom of speech. Ryen Schlegel, Special Events Permitting Manager for Salt Lake City, is here to tell us more.
So basically we have 3 permits in the city. We have a special event, which is for your festivals, festivals and more festivals. Then you have your free expression, which is for protests, demonstrations, and marches. And then you have your film permit, which is pretty self-explanatory. It's for filming. If you'd like to put on a festival, anyone is free to do that. It only costs you $110 through our office initially. And it just depends on the size of what you're looking to do. If you want to go down to Jordan Park, let's say, and put on, a tiny little circus of some sort with like a merry-go-round and a Ferris wheel, we could look into that. That might be a thing that works. We just need to make sure that all the appropriate people are notified. And again, that 30 days is a big thing. But yeah, anything you want to do, I like to tell people, you have an idea, call us up, we'll go over it, and we'll see if it's something we can do. The biggest thing I cannot stress enough is that 30 days. So make sure whatever you want to do, give yourself a month, because it'll take, depending on what you want to do, even longer to get that done. So look to us even, if you can, 6 months in advance, because it really helps determine if there's a date available for you and any other accommodations that are necessary, other permits, other agencies you might have to work with. It just takes a little bit of time. So if you come up with an idea, come to our office, you fill out the application. We're looking for how many people are going to be there, because that determines some things with the health department, as well as can our park or our street even hold that many people. So people, that's a big one. How many are expecting to be there? Other things, it just depends on. If you're looking to do a big water slide, might take a little bit more time. So maybe you want to put the water slide down on there. Just really depends on each application. They're all really different from each other. When you want to do a march or a protest or any kind of demonstration, you've got to come down to our office, and it's a 30-day process. It's very important. It just takes a little bit of time to make sure that all the appropriate people who need to be notified are. So it's a 30-day process. Make sure you give yourself 30 days to the first day you're looking to do that protest. It costs $5. You work with us directly. You fill out the application, give it to us. We give it to our group, make sure everyone's notified. We work with you until the whole thing is completed, basically. So we have a different option for, let's say you read something in the news and you're like, I got to protest tonight. I got to go out there and I got to make something happen. We encourage you to come to our office anyway and fill out an application. Doesn't cost anything. It's basically a spontaneous permit is what we call it, a spontaneous activity. And it doesn't cost anything. It's only for events that are 14 days prior. So even if you're like, I saw something in the news, but I want to do it next week, we could help you out with that. Doesn't cost anything. We just want to make sure that it's safe and everything's, all the accommodations that are needed are for you. So you can fill out your special event, your film, or your free expression all online at our website, which is www.slcityevents.com. So slcityevents.com. As well as if you were just to go to the normal city website and search special event, free expression, or film permit, you'll find that easily there. So you can actually fill out everything online. There's also instructions there for anything you might want to know and different policies and different things you might need to have for when you fill out a permit, as well as our contact information. The best number is 801-535-6110, or our email, which goes to everyone in my office, is eventpermits@slcgov.com.
Next up is our History Minute.
Sherlock Holmes is one of the most popular literary and film characters in history. It's been estimated that the image of the famous fictional detective has appeared in more than 25,000 productions or products, but few realize that Holmes owes some of his origin to Salt Lake City. In A Study in Scarlet, first published in 1887, the first murder victim in a case solved by Sherlock Holmes was actually an early Mormon pioneer from Salt Lake City. In the lurid and sensationalized tale, Enoch Drebber is found murdered in London. Drebber was the son of a prominent Mormon leader and was promised a young bride by none other than Brigham Young. Half of that first Holmes book is spent explaining that story in the dusty pioneer days of Salt Lake City. With such a disparaging view of Mormons in such a popular tome, it might be surprising to find that the creator of Holmes and author of A Study in Scarlet, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, was so warmly received in Salt Lake City when he visited in 1923. He was on a world tour to speak and offer evidence in support of the supernatural in the spirit world, elaborating on issues like spirit photography, ectoplasm, and psychic media. In May of 1923, while on this tour, he addressed an attentive crowd of more than 5,000 at the Mormon Tabernacle. There was only one mention of Doyle's previous view of Salt Lake City in the first Holmes adventure, a letter written to him at the Hotel Utah by Dr. G. Hogsden Higgins that asked if Doyle would, quote, express his regret at propagating falsehoods about the Mormon Church and people. Doyle replied kindly, explaining that in the future he would write about Salt Lake and its people in a way that better reflected his contemporary experience and warm welcome.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Capital City News, where we do our best to keep you in the know. Please tune in next time. For SLC TV, I'm Poonam Kumar.